Alrighty then, back. Damn it. Alrighty there, company. We are now live with the stream. Yeah, let me look at the scoreboard. 31 people on my team and 30 people on your team. Fuck. Hoping that someone wouldn't leave. Or a few people for that matter. Still editing your... damn it. Settings there, company? Hey. At least they don't kick you for sitting there customizing settings and such. They only kick you for being inactive. Am I right? I'm not hitting this guy. Okay, he's already dead. Sure! Fuck you, douchebag. Figures he just stayed out of combat long enough for one of his buddies to spawn on him. And there's almost like literally nobody sitting there trying to get to the objective. Yeah, fuck me. Can't open that door. I know, asshole. Well, at least I get a kill assist. I actually made it to where the icons on enemies that are spotted are actually a little bit more higher than usual. Oh, if for those of you who watch this either during the stream or after I've uploaded this to YouTube, I am giving a shout out to Bad Company here.
Be advised, we've taken objective Bravo.
How so?
There appears to be a machine gunner north of your current position.
Yeah, I forgot I had my headset on mute for a sec. And that was actually a bit funny. I actually killed one guy who's on a separate rooftop, and then I turn around to find the same sniper who's been trying to get here constantly and try to camp here. and I just turn around finding him above the staircase on the same rooftop that I'm on, and he just gets pumped full of lead. And killed a one David Master. I'm actually switching over to single shots, so that way I make my shots count. I'm actually... come on! What is this guy's beef with me, and what is up with his obsession of taking Objective Alpha? What in the world? Every time I go there, I find that guy, literally, just... trying to constantly take that location. Nice. I actually get to aim the reticle, or aka the crosshairs, on my vehicle weaponry set to same color as my hip fire, really. Fuck me, that guy dropped me down to 2 on health. Ah, bullshit! There's one thing I hate more than anything is having to put up with this crap. Okay, out of all the things I got, what do I have for this? Really. Screw it, I'll go with the M39 EMR. Because quite frankly, I'm getting... Mother... Yeah. You could always... Yeah, I believe so. Although I'm not sure who it is, though.
Атаковать эту цель! We no longer have control over objective Bravo.
Huh? Who would that be?
Right now.
Maybe I should hire a comedian to be a voice actor.
Anti-tank soldier, east of your position. Neutralized objective Alpha. Affirmative.
Are you able to switch teams yet? Got rid of that asshole of a sniper who's constantly camping this place.
I've spotted enemy
And this tank is not helping me.
of your position.
Oh!
Objective Echo neutralized.
What? How'd you get it to look such? Damn it! For what?
Objective Alpha. Gives up your location. There appears to be an enemy soldier.
Damn it. But hey, guess what? I'm on your team now. And personally, I don't know as to what the hell was going through my head, especially when I switched over to the fucking pistol to shoot that guy. I just sat there and deployed, a med pack, and I just, like, well...
Just south of your location, there appears to be a hostile sniper.
Ah, you fucking... Well, that's just fantastic, and now we got two snipers, by it looks... Well, yeah, basically... Well, at least one of our teammates managed to land on the roof, and I spawned on him to take them out. Geronimo! Company, what would your thoughts be on a standard issue assault rifle that came with a built-in grenade launcher and came with a 5-time magnification scope? It was 45 caliber and it could hold up to 90 rounds before having to reload.
West of your location appears to be an enemy helicopter.
Yeah, well, considering that, well, it's pretty much a gun design that I am working on, which I have done a few sketches of it, and I've actually managed to make it look real cool. The way I managed to make it to actually hold that many rounds is I actually have it to where it's got 2 magazines loaded in. So I think, yeah, magazine-wise, that actually kind of makes a bit of sense. And then, what I did for the grenade launcher, the built-in one, actually made it to where it has, to where the grenades are like 5mm, and it can be compact. Well, what did I say, 5mm, but well, scratch that. They're actually about a few inches big in length, that is, not so much in circumference, and they come into clips packed with at least 5 grenades in a single clip. So I think your thoughts would still be OP because of the grenade launcher. Yeah. But aside from that, it sounds like as if it would be a pretty cool gun. Then there is... Oh shit. And then there is one gun design that I have been working on. It would pretty much look like a futuristic carbine. About like 45 rounds per clip, with 35, 38mm rounds. And it would come with like a 3.4 sight and what else that I put on it. One of the things I did put on it, if I remember correctly, I actually gave a grenade launcher attachment. And the grenade launcher attachment was like high explosives, or high explosive grenades. And I actually did some numbers on it. Its accuracy would have pinpoint accuracy for like at least up to shit. Jesus, that same engineer is still going for that island. Anyway, and the grenades I have for it, well, scratch that. I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about the pinpoint accuracy. The pinpoint accuracy would be like it'd be spot on for like up to 65 yards. And the farther you are with it, then the lower it drops.
Objective Bravo has been lost.
And recoil would actually be reduced. And then I'm not allowed. What the fuck? No, there's bullshit. I counter-knifed that. Ugh, that pisses me off. Anyway, as I was saying, the recoil would be relatively low for an automatic that could be switched to burst and single fire. And so, what are your thoughts on that particular gun? And I actually came up with a name for it. The one with 35 to 38 millimeter rounds. I believe I called it the HK317 or 317. How's that sound for a production name? And hell, I've even done sketches of like my favorite droid from Star Wars. And can you guess as to what my favorite droid from Star Wars was? Actually, my favorite was HK-47 from KOTOR. That is what my favorite droid was. The only thing I ever found annoying about HK-47 is the fact that before he would say anything, he would always say declaration, observation, or something like that before he actually said what he needed to say. And to tell you what HK-47 was, he was an assassin droid. And I actually did my own version of him. I actually took an image of him, and I basically did an outline sketch of him. Then I just tossed in what I thought would look cool and functional on him. And I actually made him look like a badass, to say the least.
Just out of your hostile chopper spotted.
Oh, what the? What icon is that I see on my mini-map there? Is that a fucking EOD bot that I see? Yeah, it is. No, literally, on my mini-map and right in front of me, I see the icon for EOD bot. They never had that before. Neat. Well, the problem with that is that people will now see it on their mini-map if the enemy spots it. Oh well. And can you guess as to what other kind of sketch I've been working on in terms of gun designs? I've actually been working on a 65 caliber pistol design in terms of sketching. Just hearing what caliber the rounds are in it, what are your thoughts on a 65 caliber pistol? Well, like anyone who, what I did in terms of stats for this particular handgun is that I gave it like good accuracy on the first shot that goes off, but huge recoil. So it's kind of like sitting there with a 44 Magnum in this game, and just sitting there trying to spam it point blank, and most of your shots miss except for like 2 to 3. And considering how big a 65 caliber pistol that would be, that would actually be a pretty big handgun unless you found a way to actually make the bullet smaller and yet hit with the same massive velocity of a 65 cal. And I'm going to assume that by your perspective, I'm pretty spot on with that speculation. I wonder what battle pickup this would be. What are you? Here, M32 MGL. Nice. And I am going to assume that you actually kind of like these ideas for weapons I got going on. But if I were to actually implement these into a game, your only concern would be is how would they be balanced. I'm still crunching numbers to see what would make them balanced as I compare them to the stats of other guns that I've worked on. And fuck me, we were rammed by a jet. Apparently not everyone knows that you can do a barrel roll with a helicopter. He's got someone repairing him on site. I'll get the engineers. Oh. I saw 2 engineers. I got that going on with my helicopter heads-up display. And I also got that going for a jet heads-up display, because personally, in my opinion, that actually looks pretty badass, having a red heads-up display. And on a computer, I've actually been doing like sketches of helmets, and I've also been doing sketches of what the heads-up display would look like if you were wearing those helmets. Yeah, we'll watch it. We got an engineer trying to line up rockets on us. I think the infantry may have gotten a recon. Oh, I see him. I think the infantry got him. There's still plenty of hostiles up in those buildings. Yeah, I actually saw one of them's head. We took fire from somewhere. Or maybe not. Whoa! I think an idiot tried ramming us. To the left, infantry.
Listen up. We have taken objective Delta.
I'm watching our rear, you watch the front. Never mind, we won. And so company IQ guess as to what I would pretty much have to consider to be like my coolest look. Well, one helmet design. The way I did the interior, well, basically this helmet design was a fully enclosed helmet. And so I actually had it to where you had a kind of like a halo visor with lights at the top. And I kind of gave it a bit of a dirt bike look, and I made it look more resonant to that of a dirt bike helmet, more so than a halo helmet. And actually I had like gas, kind of like a gas mask look going on at the front. And another what I did in terms of color for the heads-up display, I made the heads-up display pretty much have red, but what I had going on, here's what I had for the heads-up display inside the helmet. I had a compass and a 10 meter, I think more of a 30 meter motion tracker. Although I designed the motion tracker differently and actually labeled it as radar. Because what I actually did about this one is I actually made it to where the radar pretty much shows you the location of what it is you're up against at all times. So that way it's not like copying off of Halo to where it only shows motion. I also had it to where it shows a holographic ammo counter projected on the gun and not so much inside the heads-up display itself. I'm really liking what they did to. God damn it. Anyway, as I was saying, then what else did I do? Oh shit, that PSO 1 4-time magnification skill looks real good. I just need some better stuff for this gun. 20 kills for compensator, 80 kills for heavy barrel. Most of the other stuff, barrel-wise, are battle packs. Not that far from. I just need 3 more kills with this, and then I could get canted iron sights. Okay. Yeah, I'm with you.
I have eyes on AT soldier, east of where you're at.
Got gunfire going on upstairs.
Objective Charlie, clear speed to away. Attention! We now control objective Charlie.
And well, I see that you took out the mobile artillery, but that was until someone blew explosive charges on you.
Enemy sniper east of your current location.
And also to let you know that in the helmet, I also had it to where it actually showed you your shields. And I also had a holographically projected heartbeat monitor to actually act as a health bar. And the faster the heartbeat is, then the lower your health is. So, how does that sound? Do you like the concept that I was going with that helmet? Oh, sweet, I got the tactical knife. And now I have infrared scope for the AEK. Another close range sight for the RFB. And another infrared sight for the MK11 Mod 0. Considering that is something that I do not want. But, oh well. Beggars cannot be choosers.
Enemy chopper east of your position. Just neutralized objective Alpha.
And that grenade didn't reach me in time. Ooh, damn, I do not want to be that guy. You want to know why? Because I ran up to him and I shot him I got one burst fire off that went into his abdomen, or aka the stomach. And then the last burst fire that I fired went into the waist above his balls. Then the second bullet went through the dick, and the third one went through the ball sack.
I have eyes on a machine gunner east of your
If only if I had it connected to actually make it to where I can actually get your voice recorded. I'm actually planning on getting my hands on a recording device soon. And damn it, couldn't get to you in time for the revive. Shit.
The enemy has taken objective Foxtrot. I have spotted heavy armor west of your current location.
You know, me, however, I actually have a storyline that actually begins in 2053. And guess what experimental power armors I got going on in the storyline. Basically, think of a power armor that you could just slap on in an aircraft carrier. Then you're having it to be transported into a drop ship. And you're being dropped approximately 250 feet from the air. And when you land, you cause explosion ocean that sends a shrapnel flying in, I don't know, let's say 10 to anyway, in a 10 to 15 feet radius, and you're sitting there equipped with a missile missile launcher that is tied to a lock-on heads-up display in your helmet. Also equipped with a, how do I put this? With 2 miniguns and a 12-gauge shotgun that has an effective range up to 16 feet. How does that sound to you? Yeah, except you're slow as hell, yet you can pack a big and yet you have enough firepower to actually wipe out precisely 6 squads without having to sit there and worry about the state and condition that your armor's in, or without having to worry about your ammo. So, what do you think of that? And yeah, the way I described it also kind of makes it sound like that's something that you don't want to go up against in a battlefield, does it?
We now control objective Echo.
Yeah, there is. High explosive rocket launchers. Because the armor is only good enough to stop up to 38 calibers, and isn't that much effective against explosive shield. You know, like, you could literally lodge a grenade in his neck and his head will explode.
Listen up. We now control objective Bravo.
So, how does that sound?
I've spotted an enemy sniper due west of your current
hang on a
position.
Huh?
Objective Charlie neutralized.
No, I didn't know that. But, quite honestly, that would actually be pretty damn cool.
Objective Charlie. We have control of Objective Charlie.
Well, that would depend, because mostly that'd be carnivores, and in my opinion, the carnivores that would be best suited for a battlefield game are dinosaurs such as, I don't know, allosaurs or T-Rexes or something like that. Well...
We have lost objective Foxtrot. We have lost objective Foxtrot.
Oh, well, I could also give you a list of dangerous herbivores, too. Like, for example, there's Ankylosaurus, Triceratops, Pachycephalosaurus. What? But, yeah. Well, the herbivores that I just listed as examples wouldn't attack unless provoked. That, or you're wearing colors that actually invoke the territorial mating behavior. It's a theory that some scientists have on mating behaviors for dinosaurs. Because, one, like, say for example, if you're a Triceratops, it wouldn't make sense if you were all just one dull gray color, right? If you're a male. Because if you're a male, you need something that'll attract a female. And typically that would go for big bright colors. Like bright red or bright orange or yellow or something like that. So, like, say for example, they actually toss in some camo patterns that you can wear, but have to be wary as to which one you put on, because if you know if there's Triceratops on the map, and if they actually become highly aggressive towards you because you're wearing the colors that the males have during mating season, then that could provoke one into actually charging at you and trying to run you off. So, how does that sound for an example of gameplay decisions? Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, if you want to add in wildlife, that could shit. Hey, watch it. There's a guy running around with the RFB as an engineer. He's equipped with DMR. Fuck me running. There's a LAV with 25mm high explosive shells.
Медпакет, вот! I've now taken objective Charlie.
Oh, wait. What if they actually end up doing a Battlefield game to where there are Transformers in it? That'd be fucking awesome. Watching Megatron. Yeah, like say for example, it'd be a little bit more like Transformers Fall Cybertron, or Transformers War for Cybertron, because in those games you could actually, basically you have this experience, except you're sitting there running around as a Transformer that you can customize.
We've just taken control.
And what I actually like about those games is that it actually takes place on Cybertron, and not on Earth. Yeah, just took care of a sniper that was directly above me. Yeah.
The enemy has taken over objective Delta.
You know, one thing that I actually, by the way, do you remember me telling you, a story for a game that I had in mind, called Rise of the Ebony Drakes?
Вот тебе, медпакет!
Hey, company, I'm trying to kill you. Hit grenade! I got you. Except it's about the same size as a rifle, I'm assuming. You know, PlanetSide, the people at Sony who worked on PlanetSide 2, they actually made that as a certain faction's weapon.
Objective Bravo has been neutralized.
Except, you wanna know what, you wanna know as to, what the players of PlanetSide 2 call it? The nickname that they gave the gun is the bullet hose. Like, literally, The initial spray of fire is actually pretty accurate, but once you hold down that fire button, the bullets just go flying everywhere.
Objective Foxtrot is lost.
You know, company, what if you actually had a gun and you called it the bullet hose? Would you think that'd actually be funny? Ah, how did I kill him? You know what? Let me run around with the AK-97-1. Because from what I understand, this old classic gun is actually pretty good still. Am I right?
I advise hostile vehicles may secure position.
That'd actually be pretty damn good. In fact, that'd actually be a lot more better than having customizable visors.
Objective Foxtrot is now under our control.
Yep. And so, do you remember me sitting there talking about my story, Rise of the Ebony Drakes? Remember the HK-37-1 that I mentioned? That's actually going to be a human gun.
Listen up. We have lost control of Objective Delta.
Wow. Point blank with an ACOG scope, laser sight, and a straight pull on a fucking gold Magnum from a recon. Yeah, and I got shot point blank in the back by an asshole who's running around with a gold Magnum. Again, I shall add. They're doing... Yeah, not this time, buddy. I don't think so, buddy. You're not getting a knife on me.
We've just lost Objective Foxtrot.
Let me guess, someone blew you up? That sucks. Gameplay. Advanced. come? Alright. Alright. Yeah, I know. Oh, you're leaving now? Alright. Alright, well, ladies and gentlemen, here's a shout out to One Bad Company 173, whose YouTube channel is Bad Company Gaming. Did you catch that? Damn it. Hey, company, did you get that?